The chosen one has always been a figure of quiet strength, one who stands firm in their truth without the need for loud declarations or defense. While many may seek to protect themselves through confrontation or words, the chosen one operates with the silent power of integrity and inner authority. It is this very quiet confidence that has caused a shift in the dynamics around them. One of the most profound aspects of the chosen one's journey is the subtle power of silence. This silence is not passive or weak, but rather a strategic strength that allows for the truth to reveal itself without forceful intervention. In the face of lies, gossip, or malicious rumors, the chosen one's role is never to engage in the drama or fight back with their own words. Instead, their presence and energy create a space where the truth can naturally rise to the surface. The more they remain centered in their authenticity, the more those around them are forced to confront their own actions. This energy has led to a crucial moment of reckoning. Someone who once helped perpetuate lies and deception about the chosen one has now been compelled to confront the truth. This is no coincidence. Divine timing and spiritual intervention have aligned in such a way that the truth is now being revealed. The accuser who sought to tarnish the reputation of the chosen one is now in the spotlight, and the very lies they once spread have turned against them. The chosen one didn't need to speak out, retaliate, or defend themselves. Their energy and presence have done the work. And as a result, the person responsible for the deceit is now facing the consequences of their own actions. Silence, when employed strategically, has a power far beyond that of words. It's often the loudest response to accusations, lies, or attempts to bring someone down. By choosing to walk away and block the accuser, you protected your energy from their manipulations. Boundaries are a tool for anyone who seeks to protect their peace and mental health, especially when faced with people who thrive on drama and chaos. Your boundaries created a space in which you could protect your spiritual integrity while also allowing the truth to unfold naturally. The accuser may have attempted to pull you into their emotional vortex, but you refused to participate, knowing that engaging with them would only further fuel the conflict. The boundaries you set allowed you to remain grounded in your own energy, shielding yourself from their attempts to drag you down to their level. In setting these boundaries, you not only protected your peace, but you also honored your self-worth. You recognized that your time and energy were valuable and worthy of protection. You didn't need to engage with someone whose intentions were clearly not aligned with your highest good. Instead of spending energy on justifying yourself, you turned your attention inward, reaffirming your own truth and purpose. In conclusion, the power of your silence and the boundaries you set were far more powerful than any response or defense could have been. Your non-engagement allowed the truth to shine through, revealing the accuser's lies and exposing their manipulations. As they escalated their narrative, they inadvertently exposed themselves while you stood firm in your truth and authenticity. By choosing to stay silent, you protected your energy, maintained your integrity, and allowed the universe to align in your favor. The truth doesn't need defending. It reveals itself in the absence of falsehood. Your silence became a powerful statement, proving that your peace, authenticity, and strength were the greatest weapons you had. As the accuser's lies unraveled, you remained calm and poised, continuing on your path to greater growth and empowerment. Your silence not only protected your energy, but also allowed you to rise above the chaos and continue to walk in truth and purpose. For some time, the accuser's lies have hung over your head like a cloud, obscuring the truth and sowing confusion among those around you. But the truth is coming out. The lies they spun about you can no longer be maintained. The energy of their deception has been unraveling, and now as the cosmic wheels of justice turn, the real truth will be exposed. What's happening now is a divine intervention. Just as the universe has aligned to expose the accuser's false narrative, it has also aligned to reveal your true self. The moment of exposure is not something you need to force or rush. Rather, it will unfold naturally, and when the witness steps forward, everything will become clear. Their lies, which once seemed powerful and unchallenged, will now crumble under the weight of evidence and confession. The truth will shine through, and everyone will see the stark contrast between your peaceful silence and their frantic lies. Your silence, which they tried to twist into weakness or indifference, will now be recognized as the powerful force it truly is. In the face of accusations, lies, and chaos, you chose to remain calm, poised, and authentic, and that decision will now speak volumes. What the accuser failed to see is that your silence wasn't a sign of fear. It was a declaration of your inner strength and truth. And now, as the truth emerges, you'll find that justice is on your side. The accuser thought they could control the narrative by spreading lies and weaving a story about you. But truth cannot be suppressed forever. In the light of divine justice, their fabricated reality has no ground to stand on. What was once hidden in darkness is now being revealed in full clarity. Their lies will no longer hold power, and those who once believed them will have no choice but to confront the truth. This exposure is not just about clearing your name. It's about bringing the accuser's false narrative into the light. Their reputation based on manipulation, slander, and falsehood will crumble under the weight of truth. The contrast between your calm authenticity and strength in silence and their chaos, manipulation, and desperation will be undeniable. It will be impossible to deny the truth that has been hidden in plain sight all along. While the accuser's falsehoods continue to unravel your character, and truth will stand strong and unshaken. The peaceful silence you maintained throughout the storm will become your greatest testament. In a world full of noise, drama, and conflict, your stillness is what sets you apart. It will be recognized by those around you and will be an inspiration to others who may find themselves in similar situations. As the truth emerges and the accuser is exposed, you will not only see your reputation cleared, but you will also experience an elevation of your standing in the eyes of others. Your integrity, grace under pressure, and strength in silence will be apparent to all, making you more respected than ever before. Where once you were misunderstood or unjustly judged, you will now be recognized for the authenticity and wisdom you embody. People will begin to see that you are a person of truth, someone who does not need to defend themselves, because their actions and integrity speak louder than words ever could. The accuser's frantic attempts to tear you down will only serve to highlight your steadfastness and authenticity. And as their lies dissolve, your true character will shine even brighter. This entire experience will not only clear your name, but will also empower you in ways you never imagined. The vindication you are experiencing is not just about personal justice. It's about the collective recognition of your truth and your unshakable commitment to integrity. You will be seen as a role model for others, a living example of the power of staying true to oneself even in the face of adversity. The most profound part of this entire experience is the power of truth and silence. Throughout the ordeal, you did not succumb to the temptation to defend yourself or engage in the drama. Instead, you remained calm, grounded, and authentic, trusting that the truth would eventually come to light. Your silence was not weakness, it was your power. It was an act of faith in the process of divine justice, knowing that truth needs no defense. As the accuser's lies unravel, they will face the consequences of their actions. The chaos they tried to create will no longer have the power to destabilize you because you have already aligned yourself with the truth. And as their false narrative collapses, the world will see you for who you truly are, a person of integrity, strength, and authenticity. Your experience will serve as a lesson to others about the power of silence, patience, and integrity. You didn't need to fight, argue, or engage in petty conflict. Instead, you let the truth work for you, trusting that the universe would clear the path for you and expose the lies. This quiet strength will inspire others who may be struggling with similar situations to trust in the process of divine justice. The power of your example will ripple out, encouraging others to stay true to themselves even when faced with adversity. People will begin to understand that truth cannot be hidden, and silence is often the loudest and most powerful response in the face of deceit. Your story will empower others to stand firm in their truth, knowing that ultimately divine justice will prevail. The accuser's exposure is not just about clearing your name, it is a victory for truth. Your silence, authenticity, and integrity have not only proven your strength, but have shown others the power of remaining true to oneself. As the truth comes to light, the accuser will be exposed for their lies and manipulations, while you will rise stronger, more respected, and more aligned with your divine purpose. In the end, you didn't need to fight back or engage. The truth and your quiet strength did all the work. You have faced an attack on your character, enduring challenges designed to test your strength and resolve. However, through it all, you've emerged not only unscathed, but stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your truth. Your integrity has been the anchor that kept you grounded in the face of adversity, and it has been the very force that has propelled you through this storm. This experience, rather than breaking you, has refined you, setting the stage for a new chapter that aligns more closely with your authentic self. The universe has shown you that staying true to yourself, maintaining your boundaries, and trusting the process are not passive acts, but powerful tools for justice and empowerment. The silent strength you've displayed, the integrity you've maintained, and the peace you've kept amidst the chaos have proven to be your greatest assets. This journey has proven that external approval is not necessary for your growth. Inner alignment is what will always lead to victory. As you move forward from this experience, continue to live authentically. Trust in divine timing, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The universe is aligning new opportunities that resonate with your highest purpose, and your role is to embrace them with open arms. The path ahead is filled with possibilities that reflect the true essence of who you are. And as you step into these opportunities, you will see your efforts rewarded in ways that were once unimaginable. Your future is bright, and it is yours to claim. You have proven that staying aligned with your truth brings about lasting transformation. With each step you take forward, you continue to inspire others by simply being true to yourself. Your journey is not just your own. It is a beacon for others, showing them that integrity, patience, and faith in divine timing lead to empowerment and success. Keep walking in your truth, and the world will open up to you in unimaginable ways. When the chosen one chooses not to engage in the chaos or respond to the drama, it becomes clear to all that they are operating from a place of truth and integrity. The act of silence allows for the inner authority of the chosen one to shine through. People begin to realize that truth needs no defense. What the accusers failed to understand is that silence is not weakness, it is a divine tool. The chosen one has mastered the art of silence because they understand that in the face of lies and falsehoods, there is no need to argue or fight. Truth will eventually reveal itself. Their very presence in the situation is a powerful statement in itself. When someone tries to tarnish your name, silence doesn't mean acquiescence. It means that you trust in the divine timing of when and how the truth will be revealed. The spiritual realm operates beyond human judgment and manipulation, and the chosen one knows this well. The universe will always align things in their favor, and the necessary exposure of the accuser's fraudulence is part of that divine order. Now, the very person who attempted to tear down the chosen one's reputation is the one who is forced to confront their own lies. Their actions, once hidden in the shadows, have come to light. The truth is now emerging, and the accuser's own contradictions are unraveling. The burden of their own lies has become too heavy to bear, and the reality of their deceit has started to take its toll. In their attempt to discredit the chosen one, the accuser has unknowingly exposed their own weaknesses and inconsistencies. The act of lying or spreading rumors creates a deep fracture within the one who does it, and the truth eventually comes to collect. Karma has its own way of playing out, and now the very person who initiated the false narrative is left facing the consequences of their own actions. Fractures in their life, whether personal, professional, or emotional, are becoming evident. Their reputation is being tarnished, and the damage they attempted to cause to the chosen one is now being reflected back onto them. This is the natural course of events when dishonesty is involved. The energy of the chosen one's truth serves as a mirror that exposes the falsehoods of those who attempt to manipulate or control situations. What was once hidden beneath layers of deceit is now being unveiled, and the accuser's life is no longer in alignment with the lies they told. The chosen one did not have to fight this battle. They didn't have to rise to defend themselves. Instead, they stood still in their authenticity, allowing the truth to reveal itself on its own terms. And now, as the accuser faces the fallout from their actions, the divine law of balance has been served. The chosen one's silence became their shield, and their integrity became their sword. The truth has cut through the layers of deception, and the one who spread lies has now found themselves exposed and vulnerable. This process is a powerful reminder that truth cannot be suppressed forever. The lies, no matter how well hidden or protected, will always come to light in the end. What the chosen one has demonstrated is that truth needs no defense because it speaks for itself. The universe is built on truth, and when someone tries to distort that, they will eventually face the consequences of their actions. Those who try to tear others down with false narratives will find that the very lies they spread will one day turn against them. This experience is a testament to the chosen one's ability to remain unshaken in the face of adversity. While others may try to break them with lies and manipulation, the chosen one understands that truth always prevails. There is no need to engage in the drama or fight back. Stand firm in your truth, knowing that the universe has your back. The exposure of the accuser's fraudulent actions is just one example of how integrity and authenticity will always be your greatest strengths. As the truth is revealed and the accuser faces their own consequences, the chosen one can move forward with peace, knowing that the divine forces are at work, bringing everything into alignment. The silence and the stillness have done their work, and the universe is now ensuring that justice is served. In conclusion, the chosen one's silence, authenticity, and integrity have played a vital role in exposing the truth. What was meant to break them has only made them stronger. Your truth cannot be silenced, and divine justice will always prevail in the end. The person who has been spreading rumors about you is far from the confident, successful individual they portray to the world. Beneath the surface, their life is in a state of turmoil and instability. What others see as a perfect facade is actually a hollow shell built on shaky ground and held together by falsehoods. The accuser has been living beyond their means, relying on external validation and deception to maintain the illusion of success. Behind the flashy appearance of success, whether it be financial stability, career achievements, or personal relationships, there is a deep emptiness. This emptiness stems from the discrepancy between appearance and reality. The accuser has become ensnared in their own web of lies, trying desperately to project an image of accomplishment while struggling internally with financial instability, emotional turmoil, and inner dissatisfaction. The pressure to maintain appearances has led them to take extreme measures to avoid exposure. They've manipulated situations, lied, and concealed the truth in order to present a life that seems successful and fulfilled. However, this constant need to prove something to others has created a vicious cycle that only intensifies their inner conflict. The truth is that they have been living a lie, and deep down they know it. Their desperation is now beginning to manifest in destructive ways, attempting to bring you down in an effort to divert attention away from their own failures. The financial instability that the accuser is facing is at the root of much of their actions. Despite what others may perceive, the accuser is struggling financially. They are not living within their means, and they are constantly battling the pressure of keeping up appearances. The facade they put on is built on credit, borrowed time, and a false sense of security. They have been making financial decisions that benefit their image in the short term, but are unsustainable in the long run. This ongoing financial stress and dishonesty has been causing the accuser to spiral into desperation. Rather than facing their financial problems head-on, they've chosen to ignore reality, opting instead to fabricate stories about their life. They may have taken out loans, used credit cards recklessly, or engaged in other unscrupulous practices to maintain the illusion of success. But eventually, these choices catch up with them. Their debt and financial burden are mounting, and they are unable to keep up the facade any longer. As the pressure builds, they feel trapped in a cycle they can't escape. Their emotional and financial instability feeds their need for external validation, and when they can't find it through their own actions, they attempt to discredit others to make themselves feel superior. You, the target of their lies, represent something they cannot reach or replicate, and this stirs up resentment and envy in them. The accusations the accuser has made against you are not born out of truth, but out of their own guilt. The accuser has been projecting their internal struggles, failures, and insecurities onto you. The lies they spread about you are not random. They are a deflection from their own inadequacies and feelings of shame. They are desperate to shift focus away from their own shortcomings and onto you. At the core of their actions is a deep sense of guilt. They feel bad about what they've done in their life, the lies they've told, and the way they've manipulated situations to cover up their own failures. Instead of owning up to their mistakes, they've turned to projection, placing their guilt, insecurities, and fear onto someone else. And in this case, you became the easy target. This projection is fueled by their inability to accept responsibility for their actions. Rather than addressing their own issues, they choose to project blame onto others, particularly those who threaten their carefully constructed reality. In their eyes, you represent the truth they can't face, the success they can't attain. This creates a toxic dynamic where they constantly seek to belittle and undermine you, hoping to feel better about themselves in the process. They try to bring you down to their level of misery, hoping that by diminishing your reputation, they can feel better about their own failures. One of the most insidious things the accuser has been doing is stealing your energy and creativity. Rather than nurturing their own potential, they've been copying your work and trying to mimic your success. The accuser has been stealing from you knowingly or unknowingly by adopting your ideas, using your creativity, and feeding off your energy. They have attempted to replicate your success without putting in the necessary work or having the authentic vision you possess. This imitation is a direct reflection of their own insecurities. They can't create their own path, so they latch onto yours, hoping to ride your coattails to success. However, this imitation was never meant to last. The universe operates on authenticity, and authenticity cannot be faked for long. When the accuser's imitation failed to produce the same results, they turned to malicious rumors and false accusations. In an attempt to cover up their inability to create and build on their own, they sought to tear down the authenticity of your work. They used gossip, slander, and manipulation to discredit you all because they felt threatened by your originality and success. As the truth unfolds, the consequences for the accuser's actions are inevitable. Their financial instability, emotional turmoil, and self-doubt will catch up with them. The web of lies they've woven will unravel, and the consequences of their dishonesty will be exposed. Their attempts to discredit you are ultimately their own downfall. The very energy they used to tear you down will now backfire on them. In the end, their attempts to hurt you have only hurt themselves. The lies they spread about you were merely a projection of their own internal struggles and insecurities, and they will now face the consequences of their actions. The universe will always reveal the truth, and the lies they have told will eventually collapse under their own weight. While they tried to destroy your reputation, they are the ones who will be exposed for their own deceitful actions. When faced with the choice to confront the accuser or to remain silent, you chose the path of silence and boundaries. This decision was not one of passivity or fear, but a strategic move that spoke volumes about your inner strength and clarity. In a world where many feel compelled to respond immediately, especially when falsely accused, your decision to step back demonstrated a deep understanding of power dynamics. Your silence did not indicate a lack of defense, but rather a quiet, calm confidence in the truth and your own integrity. By walking away from the situation and blocking the accuser, you took away the opportunity for them to manipulate, gaslight, or control the narrative. In their efforts to distort the truth and create chaos around you, they relied heavily on external engagement, expecting you to react, defend yourself, or justify your actions. But by choosing to remove yourself from the equation, you denied them the fuel they needed to keep the situation alive. You took back control, not through confrontation, but through the power of absence. This decision to stay silent and maintain boundaries was incredibly empowering. It allowed you to disconnect from the emotional drama they were trying to incite, and instead focus on what truly mattered: your own growth and peace. In refusing to engage with their toxic behavior, you removed yourself from the cycle of chaos they were attempting to perpetuate. This allowed you to regain your energy and focus on your path, rather than being pulled into their web of deceit. As the accuser's tactics escalated, their desperation grew. With each attempt to drag you back into the conflict, they became more and more unhinged. However, their escalation only served to expose the insecurity and falsehoods they were trying to cover up. While they were tirelessly working to convince others of their version of events, you stayed silent, centered, and focused on your own growth. This absence of response on your part was powerful in its own right. In choosing to disconnect, you made a clear statement. You were unaffected by their attempts to manipulate the situation. Your silence became your shield. It acted as a form of protection, ensuring that their words and actions had no impact on your energy. By not engaging in their drama, you gave them no platform to project their false narrative, and in doing so, they were forced to confront their own lies without the luxury of your reaction. This was not an easy choice to make. It took immense self-control to remain silent while they tried to drag you into conflict. But your strength lay in the clarity that came from knowing that you didn't need to defend yourself. The truth was on your side, and silence spoke louder than any words could. Their lies could not stand in the light of your authenticity and peace. While they continued to escalate, you remained calm and focused. This contrast between their chaos and your peace revealed not just to others, but to yourself that truth always outshines deception. What the accuser did not anticipate was the power that your silence would hold. They believed that in order to prove their point, they needed to get you to react to defend yourself, or to get dragged into the mess they were creating. But by withholding your energy, you demonstrated something far more powerful than any confrontation: your ability to stay grounded in your truth. Their desperate rumor-mongering only served to highlight their own inconsistencies, and as they escalated the narrative, it became clear to others that it was based on falsehoods. They were not just failing to break your spirit, they were exposing themselves for their own manipulation and deceit. The more they attempted to drag you down, the more their own weaknesses became visible. Your non-response shone a light on their insecurity, forcing them to confront the truth they were trying so hard to hide. By not reacting emotionally, you allowed the truth to reveal itself. Your silence acted as the space in which their lies could not thrive. This is the power of non-engagement. It reveals the authenticity of your being, and in doing so exposes the falsehoods of others. You didn't need to say a word, because your actions were speaking volumes. The contrast between your composure and their desperation became a living testament to your strength and truth. One of the most significant aspects of your decision was setting boundaries, both emotional and energetic.